Coming up in this video, I take you to what some people might call the real Kuala Lumpur. No Petronas Towers, no Batu Caves, no fancy shopping malls, not even a Ramly burger in sight. Instead, this is a typical Planet Doug type of day. A day of running errands and seeing new districts of KL, traveling by LRT, by MRT, and most of all, on foot. And I have a companion for the day, my friend Jamie. Jamie is a master of city navigation, and he teaches me all the tricks of the trade, crossing deadly highway systems, avoiding sidewalk death traps, and finding hidden shortcuts. With Jamie, you walk long distances under a blazing sun, but you're guaranteed to see interesting things along the way. So sit back, relax, let me and Jamie do all the work, and enjoy the video. Good morning, welcome back to another exciting day on Planet Doug. I'm heading out into Kuala Lumpur to run an errand. One of my cameras stopped working recently, so it's an Olympus camera, so I found out where the Olympus service center is, I think. So I'm going to go there and ask them if they can take a look at it. It's a very dangerous road here. There's a curve there. Cars whip around there pretty fast. And this Olympus office, I've actually been there. I went to an Olympus office one time before with a different camera, but I don't know if this is the same office or not. But I remember it was in a secured building, and I had to show them my passport before they would even let me into the building. So I made sure to bring my passport with me. But before that, I'm meeting a friend for coffee. The Olympus office, I guess it's at Sunway Velocity, a big shopping center, and I can get there by LRT. So I'm on my way to Masjid Jamek station, the most complicated station in KL, but I think I know how to get there. The funny thing is there are two different LRT lines going in the same direction, but then they split. And the way Masjid Jamek station is laid out, it's really quite complicated. I find if I think about where I'm going, I always make a mistake and I end up on the wrong platform, going in the wrong direction. And recently there was a lot of renovations and construction going on, some repairs. So the trains weren't running normally either, so I was always ending up on the wrong platform. But I find if I turn my brain off and I just let my feet take me, I always end up in the right place. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. But anyway, there's a Starbucks at Sunway Velocity. And yeah, I'm meeting a friend there for coffee before I go to the Olympus office. Check this out. A Triumph display. My eyes are always drawn to these bikes. I don't know what you call them, that style. But that looks to me like a comfortable motorcycle to ride. All the modern bikes that everybody is so excited about, to me, they've always looked really ugly. I'm just not a fan of like this style of motorbike. I guess it's more of a racer. And I don't know. You can't tell me that's comfortable to sit on or to operate. So I don't know why people like them so much. This is a Scrambler 900 Triumph. I just love the look of that. It looks old school to me. Beautiful bike. Are they both the same? Okay, this is a Speed Twin. Yeah, really nice. So this is Masjid Jamek station right here. And just from the outside, it already looks complicated, doesn't it? It has raised portions. It has one station on the other side of the street, or half the station on that side of the street, half the station on this side. And then it has underground sections as well. So you have to pick which side of the station you enter in order to get to what platform. But that's my platform right there, heading in that direction, I believe. But anyway, I better stop thinking. If I start thinking, I'll go in the wrong direction. Let's just do this on instinct. I'll let my feet take me in the right direction. I had a funny experience this morning because I needed to add money to my Touch and Go card, which I haven't used for a long time because I couldn't use Touch and Go card, or I couldn't use Touch and Go in Indonesia. And I know how to put money on my Touch and Go e-wallet, but then yesterday I needed to put money on my Touch and Go card, and I couldn't remember how I used to do it. There was a reload machine at KL Central. I'm trying to get my Touch and Go card out of my wallet with one hand. There's actually a reload machine at KL Central, and I keep thinking, oh, I must be doing it at that machine. There's my Touch and Go card. But it's never worked. I've tried to use that machine for, I don't know, a year, 2 years. How long have I had this card? And it says right on there, it's a Touch and Go reload card reload machine, but it's never worked, not one time. I put my card into it, and it just says, no, we can't do that. But then I remembered, I was sitting in my hotel room thinking, how did I do this at 7-Eleven? But if you get a reload pin at 7-Eleven, how do you transfer a pin to this card? There's no way to do it. There's no keyboard on your card. So I was thinking, and then I remembered I did an NFC transfer from my Touch and Go e-wallet to my card. And I'm not really that technical. I'm not up to speed with most of the modern systems. So all of NFC is a mystery to me. But then I remembered, so on my phone, I turn on NFC because by default it's off in the settings. And then I put my card on the back of the phone. So you have to physically hold the card against the phone. And then you go to your Touch and Go e-wallet and you can transfer money from your digital e-wallet to your physical card because the card is physically touching the phone and it transfers via or communicates with the card using NFC. So that's what I did. Very exciting. Here's a little bit of backstreet Kuala Lumpur if you want to see it. Here's the one of the two rivers running through KL. And there's a big market area off in this direction. It's another Little India over here. One of the many bank buildings down here. Another one over there. And actually, I just got a message from a Planet Doug subscriber saying he's coming to KL on Thursday and he's going to be staying in the Lotus Hotel. And there it is right there. So the Lotus Hotel is directly across the river from my hotel. Lotus. All right. Now that I have the power of the Touch and Go, let's demonstrate its power. There we go. So from this point on, I'm on autopilot. Right. I can feel my feet want to take me in this direction. I have to head towards Laluan Ampang. So there are two, as I said, there are two MRT or two LRT lines operating on the same tracks, and then they split. So you kind of want to get on the right train, because otherwise you have to exit the train and wait for the next one, and if you miss it, you go in the wrong direction. It's a whole thing. So even if I see a train up there, you don't really want to run to jump on because it could be the wrong train. But now I don't know whether to run for that train or not. I have to see it arrive to know whether it's mine or not. Oh, it is. Oh no. On the sign there it said train to Ampang. So this was my train. Oh yeah, and it does say Ampang. There goes my train. I missed it by a few seconds. Of course, I could have run for the platform, but for some reason, I never like running for buses. I don't like running for trains. I feel that, I don't know, I just want to be more in control of my life. You know, I'm just walking along and I'll take my time, and if I miss the train, I miss it, I'll get the next one. And when you're recording video of a journey like this, I don't mind hanging out on the platform for a little bit. I can show you things. I can show you the view of Kuala Lumpur in that direction, going down the tracks. Historic building there. For a long time, the tracks on the other side, they were closed, so there were no trains at all over there. You had to use shuttle buses instead of the LRT. So another train is coming in 1 minute. We can get some video of the train arriving. Could be another Ampang train, or it could be a Sri pedaling train. Which one is it? Putra Heights. So that's the one I don't want. I could take it and transfer, but I'll wait for my train. And across the way there, you can see the big flagpole. That's Independence Square, Independence Park. It's interesting, you can judge how big or small something is by how it moves. So you can see that that flag, it looks like it's moving in slow motion. And it isn't, obviously. I haven't slowed down the video or anything. But the reason it looks like it's moving in slow motion is because it's a huge flag. It's a giant flag. That's why it looks like it's moving so slowly in the wind. But since I'm waiting for a train, I can tell a typical Planet Doug story about my guest house. Oh, not a guest house, it's a hotel. I have a single room at this hotel here. And I've stayed there a couple of times in the past. And one thing I noticed is that for whatever reason, when they clean every day, they clean the rooms and the hallway, they mop the floor, but as far as I can tell, they put a huge amount of soap in the water, and then they mop the floor so it's soaking wet with the soapy water, and then they just leave it. So the soap basically just dries on top of the surface of the floor. And this soap is powerful stuff. So when I stayed there before, when I first moved into the room, I could barely breathe. The toxic fumes coming from the soap, that's it. I think they get layers and layers of it because they never rinse the floor. They only add more soap. Every day they mop it again and leave the water to dry. So the soap layer gets added and added and added. And it gives off this fume. Actually, my throat is hurting right now and my nasal passages because the fume from this soap is so toxic, it's so harsh. And when I arrived yesterday, my room smelled the same. And normally that smell, if you stay in a place for 1 or 2 days, it goes away. So it's only there for 1 day. It's so loud here. Rumbling LRT train. So I moved into this room. It smelled horrible, that smell. I didn't really think about the soap because it's been a long time since I've been there. But then during the night last night, I couldn't sleep. My eyes were burning, my throat was burning. I couldn't sleep, and as I was breathing through my nose, the smell of this smell was so powerful. and I'd forgotten about the soap, so I was wondering, okay, did they put a did they put an air freshener in the room? Is that what's going on here? So I got out of bed. This is like 3 o'clock in the morning. I got out of bed, turned on all the lights, and then I searched the entire room trying to figure out where this smell was coming from, this odor. And I thought it might be like an air freshener. So I looked everywhere, under the bed, on all the shelves, all the hidden places from the air conditioner. Couldn't find an air freshener. And then I remembered, oh, no, it's that hotel. This smell is coming from the soap. So I just leaned down and I ran my fingers along the tile floor. I just ran my fingers along the floor, smelled my fingers, and it's like, oh, there it is. That's where the smell is coming from. It's all the soap embedded on the floor tiles. So I spent about 40 minutes cleaning. I got out an old towel that I have, an old dish towel, soaked it in the bathroom, and I wiped down the entire floor of the room and in the bathroom because it has the same smell. Wiped down the whole floor, kept rinsing out the towel, wiping, rinsing, wiping, rinsing. Went over the whole floor 2 or 3 times, rinsing out the towel every time. And then by the time I was done, took me, like I said, about 40 minutes, the smell disappeared. So basically I had wiped up all the soap from the floor and rinsed it in the water, and I got rid of that smell. So it's much better now. And if they ever say, you know, we would like to clean your room, I would generally say no. I don't want them going in there, mopping the floor and leaving more of that soap behind. Anyway, story is over. Here comes my train. I think this should be Ampang. Yep. Once we get on, I'll show you the map about this LRT line. So here's the map that I mentioned, and there's, as I said, there's basically 2 lines. This one is the Ampang line, and it goes around in a corner here to Ampang, the orange one. So that's one line, starts at Sentil Timur and ends up at Ampang. But along the same track, another train runs, and it goes this way, and then it at Chansa Lin, it keeps going and goes all the way to Putra Heights. So that Putra Heights train, I could have taken it to here and then waited for this Ampang train and then just got on it, but it's just as easy to wait for the next Ampang train. But if you happen to want to go here, I want to go here to Maluri, and I accidentally get on the wrong train and I end up here on this one and I miss Chansa Lin, then I have to stop, turn around and come back, transfer. It's a whole thing. So yeah, that's what's going on here. How many stops? Masjid Jamek, Plaza Rakyat, Hang Tuah, Pudu, Chansa Lin, Maluri. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stops. Had an interesting view of KL right there, but we missed it. Maybe when we come out of the platform we can see it. But I think of KL as a city under construction. It's a massive construction site right here. I've seen it before. And you can see a lot of the other buildings behind it. City of skyscrapers. And they never stop building new ones.
Station berikutnya, Hang Tuah. Station pertukaran kendaraan monorail KL. Next station, Hang Tuah.
So let's see if we get a view back that direction. I'm not sure if we do or not. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, construction, look at that. Huge project. A lot of buildings in the background. KL is quite the place. Looking up You always see new buildings. And off in that direction, a whole bunch more.
Station Hangtuan.
All under construction too. These are all new buildings. Another view of the city. I think, yeah, that's the TRX 106 building, I believe. And the brand new TRX mall is at the base of that 106 building. There we go. There's a view of 106. Hotel Richmond, classic. Just got a glimpse of it there in Pudu. Famous old hotel.
Station Shanshaolin. Passengers to Putra Heights, please disembark here and proceed to platform 2A. Thank you.
So this is Chan Sao Lin station. And if you wanted to transfer from one line to the other, this is where you do it. Interesting apartment complex here. Some older buildings, and they're building all new ones here too. Anyway, this is my station. This is a Maluri station. We just arrived. Check those buildings out. Maluri. I always find these sorts of apartment buildings interesting. They seem like movie sets in a way. Some sort of post-apocalyptic future. Thousands of people. And I always think about the lives of everybody living in each one of these apartments. A lot of stories here. And there's a Sunway Velocity, in fact, straight ahead. That's the shopping mall where I'm going. That's where the Starbucks is located. This is another trip that I kind of have to do on autopilot, because if I think about how do I get from Maluri to Sunway Velocity, I get confused, I get mixed up. But if you just sort of start walking and let your feet guide you, you just sort of end up where you need to go. Things just start making sense. So yeah, at this point, still doesn't make total sense, but if you can see where you want to go, that's half the battle, right? And there's Sunway Velocity shopping mall right there, 106 in the background. And I believe, yeah, there's a walkway right there with a rooftop. So I follow that. Where exactly Starbucks is, well, that's a battle for 10 minutes from now. This is a nice opening here. Get a nicer view. This apartment complex, Sunway Velocity. I was actually supposed to come here earlier. I was going to go to the Olympus office before I met my friend Jamie for coffee. But because last night, because of that smell that I was talking about, I was unable to sleep. And yesterday was a pretty long, weird day. And I ended up not sleeping hardly at all, so I couldn't face getting up so early. So I'm going to have coffee with Jamie, and then I'll go to the Olympus offices. I have the power of the touch and go. There we are. And if you want the full picture of what just happened, here's the full transit system map. So I started here at Masjid Jamek, and I went to here, Chans Shaolin, that's the transfer point. You would change trains if you want to go in this direction. And then around to here, Maluri, so that's where we are now. And this train goes to Ampang and Sentil, Timur on the other side. But here's an unexpected decision point. I can go this way, down this long tunnel, up some stairs, or I can go down here, but my feet want to go down, so I don't know why. I'm just gonna trust my feet. I think my feet know where to go. I think I need to be down on the ground level. I think my feet were right. So I'm out here on the main street. And I think I'm heading in the right direction. Now I'm all turned around. Yeah, I think it's over here. Sunway velocity. Yep. The funny thing from yesterday, when I arrived in KL from Port Dickson, I was unpacking, and I don't know whether I'll post it or not, but I shot this sort of behind the scenes video of what's in my backpack. And as I was unloading my backpack, I unloaded my umbrella. And I was talking about how it's so stupid to be carrying around an umbrella, all that weight, and how often do you need an umbrella. But yesterday, I went out for dinner. Actually, I met Jamie for dinner, the same man I'm meeting for coffee today. And I didn't bring the umbrella because it hadn't rained for a long time. There's like no rain at all in Port Dickson. And then after dinner with Jamie, we're leaving, setting off on our walk, and man, biggest thunderstorm I've seen in months and months and months hit. And I got completely soaked because there I was talking about how I never need my umbrella, so I didn't bring it with me. And then the one day I don't bring it with me, it really rained hard. Yeah, this is the covered walkway I was talking about, and it leads to a pedestrian bridge. And you need that bridge, of course, otherwise there's no way you're getting across this highway system to get to the shopping mall. But every time I see Sunway Velocity, the front of it here with the big brown ball, it seems a bit unusual to me, the architecture, because I think of Sunway Velocity as being a new modern shopping complex, and yet that brown ball seems very old-fashioned to me. Seems like architecture from the 1970s. It seems like something that was built decades ago, but I'm pretty sure it's not that old. All right. In we go. Or up we go. And whenever you come into one of these places, it's a good idea, of course, to think about coming back. So you know you're going to have to retrace your steps eventually. So you have to keep track of everywhere you go, every turn you make. As far as I can tell, the easiest way to get to Starbucks is from the outside, just to go walk around the outside of the mall. So as soon as I got inside, I saw these elevators and they're taking me down to the ground floor from the walkway, and now I can walk around the outside of the mall. And here's the inside of the mall. Fancy, modern mall, typical sort of place. So out we go. So that's the walkway that I just came over. And Starbucks might be over here. So I don't know if you can walk in this direction. Maybe it's for cars only. I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be all right. I think there's a fancy coffee shop right here. And then beyond it is Starbucks. More giant buildings everywhere you look. I was talking with Jamie yesterday a little bit about all the construction going on in Kuala Lumpur, all the new skyscrapers going up. Here's a bunch more. And we were wondering who is going to occupy all of this space. Just seems like there's so much new square footage, like commercial space, residential space being built all the time. Feels like there's way too much of it. There aren't enough businesses and enough people to fill it all up. But I guess the people who have the money to build these things, they know better than me. They wouldn't build them if they didn't think they could rent it out. So. And there's Jamie. So, quite a guy, Jamie, world traveler extraordinaire. But as I told Jamie yesterday, I won't be filming our coffee conversation.
To steal a line from Daryl, howdy folks.
Howdy folks. Yeah, if ever Daryl doesn't say howdy, I always miss it. It's like I wait for it.
I shoot him a comment when he doesn't.
But since I was talking about meeting Jamie for coffee, I should have thought I'd at least show him on video, at least for a minute. So I was just talking about all these buildings.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
another one going up.
And we were talking about how, are there enough people to move into these, enough businesses, to fill them up?
Retail space.
Yeah.
Residential space.
Everywhere you look, new ones. So that's it. That's the journey to get here. Coffee, and then after Olympus. I didn't go yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'll check back in when I'm heading off to Olympus to get that camera fixed. So coffee with Jamie at Starbucks is over, and the Olympus office is about 350 meters from Starbucks. So I'm on my way there, turning a corner right here. And I don't really know anything about this office, but it should be down here, and I don't know what it looks like, how you get in, anything about it, so it's all going to be a surprise to me. And one odd thing about this camera I've discovered is it is broken, but sometimes it works. So it's like an intermittent failure. So sometimes I turn it on and the camera's working, but then after 3 minutes it shuts down again. So I was thinking I'm going to show up at Olympus, hand them my camera and say my camera's broken, it's no longer working. They're going to turn it on and it's going to work fine. So now I have to make sure the camera is broken when I hand it to them. So I've got this whole thing going on where I'm going to have to turn it on and off a few times, force it to shut down and look broken, and then I can hand it to them. So anyway, yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy to get into this place. I don't think it's like a shop front. Anyway, we'll see what happens from here. 'Cause yeah, there seem to be like offices on here, and I think what I'm looking for is one of these offices, and might have to go through security to get up there. I'll find out in a minute. So we've got a whole thing going on. they are offices, not like stores, and I have to go to something on VO6, which is signature 2. So we just went by signature 1, and it's what you get for buying into a relatively obscure camera company like Olympus. It's not like buying a Sony camera. Olympus is kind of a specialty product, not very popular in Malaysia, so getting gear or getting it repaired may not be as simple as other camera brands. So, hopefully, right here, we're going to see OMD systems. Oh, there it is. OMD World Imaging and YL Camera. It's a big camera store here. VO60602. So I assume that's 6th floor.
The door is open.
Thank you. Okay. So yeah, it turns out that even to get into the building, you have to enter a code here. So I entered the code, and then they opened the door for me. So now I can go up to the 6th floor, I'm hoping. Oh, hopefully the elevator works. Oh, I thought maybe I would need another code. Hey, elevator shot. I love these. When vloggers are in the elevator, you can get to see their camera gear. So, yeah. Very exciting. I love running errands. I enjoy the process. Takes you to interesting places and you see new things. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. OMD World Imaging and YL. All right, in we go. So I'm inside here, Olympus, and there's my camera right there. And they're just checking it over right now. So one idea is that maybe it's the lens that's the problem. So they're going to attach a different lens and see if the problem persists. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm just leaving from the Olympus office now, or it's not Olympus anymore. It's OM Systems, the new company that owns Olympus. And there's the door behind me. Really good experience. The woman at the counter there, she's actually from Indonesia, which was interesting. So she's from Indonesia, from Java, but working here at Olympus. So what I thought would happen did happen because the problem is intermittent. And she was wondering whether the problem was the lens and not the camera. So she went and got one of their lenses. They know the lens is in good condition. They put that lens on the camera and now it worked. So she was saying, well, I think the problem is the lens. And I have 2 lenses and I have the same problem on both lenses. So it's not logical that it's the lens that's the problem. How could 2 lenses get the same problem out of nowhere? But then, of course, I took the camera from her and then I played around with it for a while, just turned it off, turned it back on, turned it off, turned it back on, and then it died. It went completely black again, even using her lens. So she could see, she was my witness that the problem is real. It's like taking a car to a mechanic because it's making a loud rattling noise. But as soon as the mechanic turns on the engine, the rattling goes away. It's always so weird. You have to somehow show them the problem, but the problem did show up here, and now they're going to check it over. Could take up to 10 business days, and then they'll get back to me with a quote, and then I have to look at how much it's going to cost, and I have to decide yes or no, and that's where we are. So that's it. Heading out of the building now. Hopefully I don't need any secret codes in order to get out. But now that I know where the Olympus office is, then everything is fine. All right? But the first time you go anywhere, you have to figure all these things out. Ooh, what is going on in here? It's they've got the cushions up. And I never know where I want to go. Ground 1, B1, but I think it's a safe bet that I'm heading to ground. Oh, the audio is very different in here now. It's almost like I'm in a soundproof studio. So yeah, I would call that successful. Very pleasant experience. I had no trouble finding the place, really. Now we just have to wait 10 days to hear from them how much it is going to cost. That will be the key thing. And now that the Olympus errand is over for now, I'm going to keep shooting video, I think, as I go about the rest of my day. And one thing I want to do is check out a hotel here. There's a low-budget hotel in the Pudu area. I see it advertised all the time. Here's a sign from the hotel. It's like the Budget Star Hotel, and they have a monthly rate of 1,000 ringgit per month. Anyway, I see posters about this place all the time. So I just want to walk to that hotel, check it out. And Jamie's going to come with me. He likes walking around, seeing new neighborhoods, so we're going to walk around together. And this is a place that Jamie discovered. It's some sort of a inexpensive grocery store. It feels like a bulk shopping kind of place. But he says the prices here are a lot lower than at regular supermarkets and grocery stores. So yeah, you can smell it in the air. It just has that odor of a place where you can probably get a real bargain on a big bag of potatoes or onions or whatever all these things are. Fruit and vegetable. Yeah, Jamie's the guy for figuring this stuff out. And that's where I am now. And after we leave here, we're going to walk to the Star Hotel, check that place out. Ah, look at that. Eggplant in its natural state. Look at that.
Cannot take video here.
Okay, cannot?
Cannot.
All right, thank you. So I got shut down by a store security. They saw me with my GoPro taking video of the eggplants, and they came around and said, "Oh, you can't do that, sir." So I guess the eggplants are national secret or something. So no more video of the interior of that store, but that's okay. Gotta look at how the place was. So we're in a new neighborhood and heading towards the Star Hotel. Check the place out. The main thing I'm interested to learn is whether their monthly and weekly rates, does that include the tourism tax on top of that? So they're advertising a room for 1,000 ringgit a month, but I'm wondering whether that's the final price, or on top of that you have to pay like 48% in taxes and then 10 ringgit per night in tourism fees. So it could end up being more like 1,800 a month or something like that, depending on how they total it. Anyway, just curious what the place looks like as well. Maybe they can even show me a room. So this is Jalan Pudu, very busy road. And I think this whole area is Pudu still? Are we still in Pudu?
I don't know about that.
But the building with Olympus is over there on the right. And on the other side here is all kinds of really interesting restaurants, nasi kandar places, economy rice. Great place to get good food, I think. Economical places to eat. But now, here we are. And the idea is to head off in this direction for quite a distance. So here we are, Jamie and I, trying to walk around KL. And that's always a challenge. It's not a city made for pedestrians, as I've talked about many times. There's so many barriers in your way. Lots of interesting sights though. We got this abandoned car. How long has it been around? But here on this side of the road, you know, the sidewalk is sort of a suggestion of a sidewalk. And we have to get over that highway system. I think this Star Budget Hotel is on the other side of this highway. And there's a death trap for pedestrians. Check that out. Yikes. All right, another barrier to navigate, but I guess you just head out into the street. A lot of junk cars here. There's a lot of mechanic shops in this neighborhood, I guess. A lot of these cars, yeah, car graveyard. So this could be an adventure, trying to get across all of this. It could be an easy way to do it, or it could be next to impossible. I'll have to figure this one out. I'm not familiar with this neighborhood at all, so I don't really know how it's put together. Well, it looks like we can make it through without too much trouble. All the highways are raised up above us up there. Look at that. Level upon level of highways. But on ground level, yeah, we can actually make it through, so it's no problem. So apparently I want to go in that direction, so I have to get across this road. There's no way of doing that here. So according to Google Maps, we have to go ahead here, go straight for a while, and then do a U-turn to get across to the other side. But I don't know if it's feasible or not. I have no idea whether we can do this or not, or how far we have to walk in this direction before we can cross over. So there's no actual pedestrian crosswalk or anything, of course, but it looks like, oh, there's a 106 over there. Big roundabout here, another highway system, but it looks like we can get across. At least, we're up above this highway here, and then we can walk across this one over here. So you can be a pedestrian, but you just have to be very determined. Here we go. So we're making progress. Over there is the highway that we came underneath. That's that whole highway system that we had to navigate right over there. A whole bunch of highways intersect. We had to go underneath it, do a U-turn, and then come back this way. But yeah, it's quite an urban landscape, KL. And I think this is Chan Shaolin MRT station up ahead, which is a nice landmark because I'm completely lost, really. If I didn't have Google Maps, I would have no clue where I am right now. But we're making progress. And this is one Metro Pudu. Maybe that's another shop. That's a shopping mall you mentioned, eh?
Yeah.
You've never been there, you said. But yeah, all right. On we trudge. So the journey continues. We're going on the outside of the LRT station on that side, and then we've got the highway, and there's the new MRT station. I think that's on the Kajang line, but I'm not sure about that. And I don't know the name of that MRT station. Check that out. Yeah. But hey, we have a sidewalk, and a covered sidewalk. And I think we're very close to the Star Hotel now. It's just around the corner. We have to cut that way a little bit, and we should be right there. And I think I have no idea where I am. I really don't. But had to turn away from the main road. And this is what's ahead of me. Check that out. I know that's not the Star Hotel. Massive apartment complex. I always like these places. There's often little cafes, little restaurants underneath highways if there's a shaded area. Yeah, I don't know whether they have a legal, pay rent on a place like this, or whether, they can just get away with it. And a whole bunch of little diners and shops here. A lot of them aren't open because of Ramadan, I guess. I kind of took a wrong turn with all that highway system down there, but Jamie, with his eagle eye and maybe a better sense of direction, he picked out where to go, and I think we found it. Looking through the fence, there's a little sign there that just says Star Hotel. That looks exactly like the kind of place it should be. Older hotel.
MRT.
Right. So see, it's nice and close to LRT and MRT. That's handy. So as a home, it would work out. There's a homeschooling academy up there at the top. Nice little restaurant here, the Ho Corner restaurant. And the Star Hotel. Ah, excellent. Look at that. Oyo Hotel Budget Star. And I guess that's the main entrance. Okay, right here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Very fine. You?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. You need a room.
I might need a room, yeah. Right now,
Right now.
I'm staying in a different hotel, but I like this neighborhood, so I thought I might move here. Can you show me a room just for one person?
For one person.
And I might be staying for a month. I wanted to ask you about the rate for 1 month.
For room today only we have this one. 60 ringgit without window.
Standard queen, no window.
This one with window.
Okay. Okay.
I'll show you both types of room. Huh?
Okay, thank you.
Where you come from? UK, Germany,
Canada.
Canada. Oh.
But my family is from the Netherlands,
From the Netherlands.
so we look German.
Ah, you look very much like German.
Yeah, but
exactly.
I'm from Canada.
A little bit. Yeah. Hey. You're staying in Malaysia for quite a long time, really.
Yeah, I've been traveling a long time.
Oh.
But what was your question? Maybe I didn't understand. What did you ask?
I mean, you have staying in Malaysia for quite a long time already.
Yeah. I've been going to Sumatra many times.
Oh, Indonesia.
Yeah, then I come back to Malaysia, then I go back to Indonesia.
60 ringgit without window.
Oh, okay. And do these rooms have a bathroom? Is it over there?
Every room will be a bathroom.
Oh, okay. I think I am accustomed to hotels like this. I stayed in them in the past.
But some people, they don't like without window. Some people, they okay.
Yeah, for me it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, not really.
This room, huh?
Yeah, okay, that's good to see.
Okay.
All right. Most important to me actually is Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, no problem.
Yeah. I saw your poster. You had a poster in somewhere in Pudu,
Yeah.
and you did mention a room for 1 month.
Yeah, that type of room you stay. This room is now you went in this room.
Okay.
You stay 1 month. It's only 1,000.
Okay. Is that including everything, or there are more on top of that?
No, including everything.
Okay. Are you listed online? Like, do you
Cash only.
cash only? Okay. So you're not listed on Agoda or anything.
60 ringgit for room.
Yeah.
Another 50 ringgit for deposit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I didn't take any video of my tour, but I spoke with the manager at the front desk. Really nice guy, really friendly, very talkative. And he showed me a couple of rooms. They're pretty much what I was expecting for this type of place in this price range. It was 50 ringgit or 60 ringgit, depending on the size of the room without a window. And then it might be 70 ringgit per night with a window. But the interesting thing is they do have the monthly rate. So the room that he showed me, a standard room for this kind of hotel, a little bit smoky. You could smell cigarette smoke in there. People have been smoking in that room. It's the kind of place it is. A little rough around the edges. I'm accustomed to that. So you could get one of those rooms for 1,000 ringgit per month. That's it. 1,000 ringgit, done. No extra fees, no taxes, nothing else on top of that. So something to think about anyway. It is an option. So still out and about with Jamie after checking out the Star Hotel. And now we're heading back towards Pudu, and we're going to have lunch at his favorite restaurant. It's also my favorite restaurant. It's the Restoran 68 economy rice place. And Pudu is off in that direction somewhere. So we're just sort of walking in that direction and work our way there to have lunch. So that is what is happening next. Yeah, I was considering the Star Hotel largely because I understood it was in Pudu, and I wanted to be right in Pudu near all the restaurants that I know that are there in that neighborhood, but it's quite a ways away from where I'd want to be, 25-minute walk at least. So there's no advantage to staying at the Star as opposed to where I am now. It's just as far away from Pudu as my current hotel. So from that point of view, it's not no big advantage moving to the Star. All right, next stop, lunchtime. I'm now in the good hands of the master pedestrian, Jamie. He's got all the tricks. I never would have thought of this, but he's bringing us through an underground parking garage to get past one of these highways. Yeah, that's a new thing for me. I've never done that before. He's teaching me all the tricks of his trade. I walk a little bit. He walks a lot, so I can just learn from the master. So we're slowly getting back into a neighborhood that I recognize, and this is a building. I've been monitoring this building for a long time. I saw it when it was under construction. They were digging out the foundations, putting in the pillars, and yeah, came back now, and they've gone up many floors, made a lot of progress. So here we're back in official Pudu area, and I thought Star Hotel was here somewhere, but it's really in a completely different neighborhood. I always like watching cranes in action. There's that crane lifting the big pallet of gear up to the top. And then they have their own elevator system here as well, an elevator going up and down, raising construction material. That way up there. Huh. Pedestrian overpass to get across this road if you needed it. Here's the other side of that building. Very colorful. I don't know if I've ever seen the combination of blue and purple screens for covering up all the different floors as they're building. Yeah, it's going to be a very fancy, like high-end luxury condominiums with swimming pools and rooftop pools, all that kind of stuff. Fitness center, I think a jogging park up on the roof, all of that. So there's the 106 building. So back in Pudu itself, and this is the poster that I'm talking about for the budget Star Hotel. This is what got my attention. So you see these on telephone poles all over the place. the prices for the rooms. It's the same price you get at the front desk, and then there's the monthly rate of 1,000, weekly 300, etc., etc. So that's why I went to check this place out, because I saw that sign everywhere. We're inside Pudu, the Pudu shopping mall, and I'm just curious how much I weigh and whether this machine is even working. Oh, it's all taped over, so it doesn't work. Okay. Jamie's eagle eye caught this. Yeah, the coin slots are covered up, so yeah, it's clearly not working. Yeah, I was just curious how much I weighed. I rarely see a scale. I don't have any kind of weight scales in my life, so I could weigh 300 pounds. I could weigh 200 pounds. I have no idea. So I thought I would just check. And yeah, I should be shopping for sandals, keeping my eye open. There's some Edwin sandals. What kind of prices have we got going on here? All right. Yeah, something to remember. And there's another brand over here. Oh, also Edwin. Edwin. Oh, okay. As we came into this place, we passed all of these smartphone stalls in the middle. And the third one had a sign on the front that said, "Not info counter. Thank you." So I think people would constantly stop there and ask them, "Where can I buy this?" asking for directions, and they got fed up and finally put up a sign saying, if you want to buy a smartphone, we're here for you, but we're not an information counter, so leave us alone. We have too much posting to Facebook to do right now. But I thought that was kind of funny. Somehow, as a business, I would kind of encourage people to come ask me questions. They might turn into customers, right? But that's me. I'm all about that customer service. And Jamie is on the hunt for bananas all day. He's been shopping around for the best bananas, ready to eat. So we're in the neighborhood with Restoran 68. It's just down the street over there on the left. If anyone is looking for this place, what you have to do is look for this big building behind me, this big yellow thing. The Hotel Pudu Plaza, and once you're oriented with this giant yellow thing, just a kitty corner across from it, and down there on the left, Restoran 68. Eggplant paradise for me. And I love the Chinese tea, the big tub of ice. You can just drink as much Chinese tea as you like. Nice place to have lunch. And right beside Restoran 68, it's right there on the corner, but right beside it is this place, Sweet Veggie. That's a vegetarian buffet restaurant, which is also quite nice. So it's another option in this neighborhood I really like. And they do have a sign here saying no filming. They don't want you taking video. But just from here, from this end, I can give you an idea of what the food selection looks like. So it just goes on and on and on and on. Get a plate of rice, and then you just help yourself to whatever you want. And then at the cash register, they look at what you chose and they charge you an appropriate amount. So I'm going to get some food and sit down, and yeah, I'm not going to take video in here. No, like I said, they don't want you taking video in here for some reason. So check back with you in a minute. So I got my lunch, nothing particularly exciting or exotic. Rice, some veggies, eggplant, and some sort of a chicken thing. So there's my lunch. Came to 11.80, so 12 ringgit. Basically, and here's the place from another angle. Yeah, really nice. It's my favorite restaurant right now. And now I'm going to get some iced Chinese tea. So lunch is over. Really good lunch. Nice long chat with Jamie. He's heading back to his hotel. I'm heading back to mine, and he's walking. He's got some more kilometers left in his legs. I'm done for the day. So I'm hopping onto the LRT. It's really convenient from here, from Pudu, because there's a straight shot now from Pudu station to Masjid Jamek, so I can go straight back. But yeah, I'd love to be living in this neighborhood. I like Pudu. So many interesting places here, my kind of area. But so far I haven't tracked down the perfect Planet Doug style hotel quite yet, because I want to be in this area, not where the Star Hotel is located. So from here it's a short walk to Pudu station. It's over this way. And other than the restaurants that I usually go to, there's all kinds of places like this one here, Restoran Pudu. There'll be a very similar one over here on the corner, another one there. And then there's two more up here. So there's a green sign there that says Food Street. And this is right beside the pedestrian bridge. I have to cross this pedestrian bridge to go to the LRT station. And right here, there's a couple of outdoor restaurants that seem to be really happening places. All day long, there's something going on. And they have karaoke as well, I think, at night. But right here, Ali Food Corner. Very welcoming kind of restaurant. I'm sure there's a bunch more down that street. So this is the food street. And this is the place I was talking about right here. Seems to be very active all the time. A lot of men usually hanging out there, especially later in the day. You get a lot of music playing. And right here is the pedestrian bridge. But yeah, this is the place here. Can't be positive, but it looks like this has been upgraded recently, this pedestrian bridge. Looks like it's been painted at the very least, cleaned up and given a new coating of gray paint. Very busy Pudu Lane. There's Hotel Bintang. Looks like they have a daily promotion, monthly daily promotion price. I'll have to look up Hotel Bintang, see what they're all about. And there's another quite interesting neighborhood over here. You can cross this bridge here, goes across the river, and then there's these apartment complexes back there, some shopping centers. Quite an interesting neighborhood. You can see that Hindu temple right up ahead. And there's another view of that giant condominium complex still under construction. Yeah, the Pudu LRT station is right here, just beside this huge complex. All right, power of touch and go. This is the train that I took this morning, the combination train. One going to Putra Heights, one going to Ampang. And when you return, it's a little bit simpler because both trains go to the same destination. They both go to Sentul Timur.
Train towards Putra Heights will arrive at platform 2. Train towards Putra Heights, platform 1.
So at least on this side, you don't have to think about which train it is.
Train towards Storytime will arrive at platform 1.
And here it is, perfect timing. Back at Masjid Jamek very quickly. I almost missed my stop. I was busy doing something on my phone, responding to some messages, and then just out of the corner of my brain, I heard the announcement, something about Masjid Jamek. I look up and, oh, here already. So, here we are, back in my current neighborhood. And there goes my train, as always. From up here, you get a nice view of Masjid Jamek, the mosque here. And as always, Merdeka Square over there with the giant flagpole. So, time to work my way out of the station.
Do not enter the track area. Should you need assistance, please contact our customer service officer. Thank you.
The power of touch and go once more. Now I just need the power to get across this busy road, and that gets me back to my hotel. Oh, this is kind of new. I haven't seen a vending machine like this before. Good timing, red light, holding them back, and I should be able to get across here as well. This is always a nice route to follow because from a distance, you've always got the Petronas Towers there in the middle. And then as you get closer and come around the corner of this white building, then the KL Tower comes into view. In days like this, there's beautiful skies up there, blue skies. And from here, we should be able to get a nice view of both of them. KL Tower and the Petronas Towers. And right here is where the day started with the Triumph display. All the Triumph motorcycles. They're floppy men, don't seem to have a lot of flopping power. I think he needs he needs a stronger fan to get him up there. Maybe there's a hole. No, he just needs more power, this poor guy.
He needs some milk.
And with that, I think that's the end of the day. I'm back in front of my hotel now, ready to shut down the GoPro for the day. Pretty successful errand run. It's one of those things where even in the past I have some Olympus lenses that developed fungus on the inside. I have them, a friend of mine has them in storage here in KL, and I keep thinking I needed to bring them into Olympus to have them open them up and clean them and get all the fungus out of the lenses. But I've been putting it off because it seemed like so much trouble to do. But now that I've been to the Olympus Service Center and I know where it is and I know how easy it is to do everything, I wish I had done it a long time ago. So now at least they're checking over my camera body. They'll let me know in a week or so whether they can fix it or how much it's going to cost to fix it. And then I have my other lenses. Early next week, I guess, I can get them back. And then I'll bring them into Olympus, have them check them over, see if they can clean the fungus out, how much that'll cost. So yeah, the first set of errands, pretty successful beginning. But here I am back at the J Hostels Hotel right here. So that is it, shutting down for today. And if you stuck with the video for this long, shout out to the Crunch Club. Put CC in the comments to let me know you made it this far. Love me the Crunch Club. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to the blue dot, where I use Google Maps to show you everywhere I went during the video. And just for fun, I thought I'd start by zooming way out, just in case you want to see exactly where Malaysia is located, because of course this video takes place in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and you can see Kuala Lumpur right here, the federal territory of Kuala Lumpur. So this is Malaysia, down here at the end of this peninsula. To the north, of course, is Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos. And if you happen to head west, you would eventually run into Sri Lanka and India. If you headed east from here, you're going to run into the Philippines. And of course, south of Malaysia, we have Singapore and the immense country of Indonesia. So to get to my starting point, I'm going to use the Google Maps search function just to guide us all the way down. And I was staying at the J Hotel Masjid, India. That's where the day began. So let's click on that and zoom down in here. Let me close this panel just to have a clean image of the map. So here is the Hotel Masjid, India. It's pretty much in downtown Kuala Lumpur. Right over here you can see the famous Merdeka Square, where the independence of Malaysia was declared. And here is the Masjid Jamek MRT station. So I began early in the morning, left from my hotel, as I always do, ran across this busy street trying not to get killed, and then I walked along this road and turned down Jalan Malacca until I got to the LRT station. As I said in the video, Masjid Jamek is quite a complicated one, and I'll demonstrate that by zooming in a little bit, and you'll see that there are actually two stations here combined into one. This, for example, is the Kelana Jaya line, and this line is running underground. And then above ground, we have these two lines. This is the Ampang line, and this is the Sri Petaling line. And today I was taking the Ampang line to go about 6 stops to Maluri station, which is near Sunway Velocity. Let's ask Google for instructions, and that way I can show you exactly how I went there. We can click on directions here. Hit this button so that the J Hotel Masjid is in the top box. So that is my starting point. And where I wanted to go was here, the Starbucks Sunway Velocity. And Google Maps selected as the best route and a default a series of buses, but I didn't go that way. I went this way. So let's click on that. This is the Ampang LRT line. takes 31 minutes and goes through 6 different stops. So there you can see the directions. My trip started at Hotel Masjid, India, and I walked from there to the Masjid Jamek LRT station, and then I got on the Ampang line, which took us through Plaza Rakyat station, then through Hong Tua station, Pudu station, Maharaja station, and then we went around a winding curve to Maluri station. And then here I had to walk in order to get to Starbucks. Let's zoom in on this section here to show you how that worked. Google Maps often gives you walking directions that take you right down the middle of a busy street and then shows you walking right through a crazy busy intersection. Do not follow those instructions. These are more like a suggestion. I think Google even says that here. Let's open up the details, and you can see that it was 7 minutes walking from my hotel to Masjid Jamek, 10 minutes on the LRT line, and then 11 minutes to get to the Starbucks. But I think if you open up this, the walking section, yes, they give you a warning. Use caution. May involve errors or sections not suited for walking. And I find that is a bit of an understatement. So as I pointed out here, they have you going right down the middle of the highway out in traffic. To show you what I mean, let's get in a bit tighter. Click on satellite view, and now we can see the real world. Let's zoom in a bit more. And now you can see you're actually walking down the middle of the highway. And where I went, of course, was on the sidewalk. And right here, you can even see a gray-white line. That is the sidewalk with a covered walkway. So that's where I was walking underneath this walkway. And it brings you here to a covered pedestrian bridge. I crossed the bridge into Sunway Velocity Shopping Mall. That's this big triangular building here. That's the big shopping mall. And then once I was inside the mall, I just took the elevator down to the ground floor, exited the mall, and then I walked around the outside of the mall. That seemed to be the simplest way to get to Starbucks because I didn't know how to get to Starbucks through the mall. I know how to do that now, but at that time I didn't, and it was easier for me just to walk around the outside and get to Starbucks. And that's where I met Jamie, as you saw. Had coffee with Jamie, and then before the Olympus Service Center closed, they were going to close at noon, so around 11:30, I suggested to Jamie that we head over to Olympus, and that's what we did. And let's change our directions. I can show you exactly how that worked. So now I want Starbucks as my starting point, and I want to get directions to Olympus. There it is there, OMD World Imaging. And I want walking directions, so I have to click on the little man here to make it clear. So that's basically what we did. Olympus was right here, right around the corner from Starbucks, which is why I suggested to Jamie that we meet at this Starbucks, because my main errand of the day was to go to Olympus. So we left from Starbucks, walked along this road to the corner, turned the corner, and all I knew about this place was this Google Maps pin. And it turns out that it wasn't actually located there. The Olympus office was down here, closer to the corner. So the pin is not in the right place. So I had to refer to the street address as listed by Google, and then reading all the signs, I had to make my way down and finally locate the office. And then I went to Olympus. From Olympus, I had another, not really an errand, but something I wanted to do. There was a budget hotel that I learned about, and I wanted to check this place out, and it happened to be within walking distance of Olympus. So let's recenter this map, and I can show you what that walk looked like. So I was here at Olympus, and the hotel that I wanted to check out, if you follow my pointer, I'll move across here and show you where it was located, right about here. You can see the Wakaka hostel. The hotel I wanted to check out was just around the corner from the Wakaka road, located right about here. So it was a pretty complicated walk to get there. So we left from Olympus, walked down to this busy street, and my idea was simply to walk up this busy road. There were all kinds of difficulties for pedestrians along here, and I was going to get to either here or here and then turn left and head towards this hotel. But as I found out, it was impossible. There were so many roads here, so many flyovers. There was no pedestrian friendly route to get across here. So Jamie and I, after consulting Google Maps, figured out that the only way to do it was to continue past here, navigating all of these barriers, and finally getting to this roundabout up here, and then we could run across this section without getting killed, go around the roundabout, run across this section, and then basically double backtracking, and then going down this very busy road. But there was a nice sidewalk here, so that was okay. Made my way down here. This is the Chan Sao Lin LRT station here, and across the highway was the Chan Sao Lin MRT station. And at this point, I took Jamie and I a little bit astray. I thought we had to go past here to find my hotel, and I took us past this busy highway system, and I thought the hotel was located up here somewhere. So we turned right here, and it was underneath this highway that we saw the restaurants. I mentioned that there are all kinds of informal restaurants, cafes, and kopitiam underneath these raised highways, because there are convenient places down there that are hidden from the sun. So we walked along here, and then when I realized I was in the wrong place altogether, Jamie, using his better city navigation skills, he located the hotel, and he realized that it was right over there. I was going to backtrack all the way to the highway, go all the way back, because that was the way my brain works. But Jamie is more in tune with just picking a straight line, picking a compass line and looking in that direction. So he knew the hotel had to be somewhere in this direction. So rather than doing this meandering Planet Doug backtracking, Jamie said, let's just go straight. And we walked underneath the highway system, past all these busy roads, and then we found the hotel here. And if we zoom in, it should appear. Hasn't appeared yet. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot altogether. Yes, I am in the wrong spot altogether. It's down here. See, I needed Jamie to get anywhere. So it wasn't this street near the Wakaka. It was actually one street over. And there is the Budget Star Hotel. So once we were there, I checked out the hotel. And then from here, Jamie and I decided to go to Pudu to have lunch at one of our favorite restaurants. And let me ask Google for walking directions to get there now. So let's change our origin to the Oyo Budget Star Hotel right there. And our destination is going to be Restaurant 68 Mixed Rice. And there are the walking directions from Google. And we essentially followed that same route, except that at key moments, Jamie came up with a direct line. So instead of following this street entirely that way, we went down in this direction and then cut through the small streets and then cut right across the road somewhere in here. And we basically went in this direction, but as I said, Jamie would take us in a more direct line rather than following these long winding curves. And right here, when we got into what I think of as central Pudu, instead of going down this road, Jamie took us a little bit farther this way to this corner, and we went down Jalan Landak, in this direction until we got to here. And this is the giant orange yellow building that I pointed out in the video. The Hotel Pudu Plaza is here. And we went inside there. Jamie went looking for bananas and didn't find the perfect bananas quite yet. So he looked for bananas outside here. There was like a fruit stall selling bananas. He went shopping there as well. Off here you can see ICC Pudu. Really interesting morning market. If you ever need good breakfast in Kuala Lumpur, head for ICC Pudu. But anyway, from this giant yellow-orange building, then we could walk down the street right here to Restaurant 68 Mixed Rice. We had lunch there, and then from there, Jamie and I parted ways. He was going to go back to his hotel. I was going to go back to mine, but it was more convenient for me to take the LRT, and Jamie was going to continue walking. And I'll show you what that looks like. I have to zoom out a little bit to get both of our, well, to get Jamie's hotel into view. Jamie was staying somewhere around Plaza Loyat, which is right across the road from Berjaya Times Square. And his hotel was right around here in this neighborhood. And Jamie has worked out a very direct route, walking route, that takes him back and forth from Pudu to his hotel. So he would leave from Restaurant 68 and make his way through all of these small side roads, navigating these big roads, and then eventually crossing this major road near Berjaya Times Square, crossing that major road to Plaza Loyat, and he would even go through Plaza Loyat and then go in one door here, come out another door here, and then end up back at his hotel. I did something entirely different. So I started, let's flip these. My starting point was also the Restaurant 68 Mixed Rice, but I wanted to go back to the Oyo J Hotel Masjid, India, and those would have been my walking directions as far as 3.3 kilometers, but I went by transit. Again, they're suggesting buses, and on Planet Doug, we don't generally ride on buses. I always take a train if I can figure it out. So here are this is my preferred route back on the Ampang line. 21 minutes, if we look at the details. 6-minute walk from the restaurant to Pudu station, and then only 3 stops on the Ampang line to get to Masjid Jamek, and then they say a 7-minute walk. But as we'll see, you don't actually have to go that long, that far. So let's zoom in on this part here. The most direct route, the shortest route, is to follow this road. I tend not to do that. The route that I'm familiar with would take me more like this one here that you can see. I would follow that blue line to this corner, walk here, and then there is a pedestrian bridge here, and then I walk down Jalan Pudu to one of these side alleys, go down the alley, and then to Pudu station. And then I can get on the Ampang LRT line, or in this case, the Sri Petaling line. You can take either train from this point, and then I would ride the train in this direction, going through Hung Tua station, going through Plaza Rakyat station, and ending up at Masjid Jamek right here, and there's my hotel. And Google Maps indicates that you should walk this way, and that's because there is a major intersection here with a traffic light. They want you to cross at the traffic light, but there's also a traffic light here. So quite a bit more complicated and dangerous to cross the road here, which is why Google Maps sends you here. But I just exit from Masjid Jamek, and then I cross directly over to here, and then follow Jalan Malacca back to my hotel. So there you have it, the route that I followed on this day with Jamie, going to Starbucks, to Olympus, to the budget hotel, and then to lunch at Pudu.